What's going on YouTube? In this tutorial, I just want to talk about the sign function in Microsoft Excel. So all the sign function does is it will return a -1 if the number is less than 1, a 0 if the number is 0, and a +1 if the number that you pass into it is greater than 0. So to use this function, all you have to do is equal sign, open parentheses, and then pass in the number that you want to get the sign of, and close parentheses. And you can see the sign of -5 is a -1. And if we pass in multiple numbers, like let's just say we pass in this whole range, as you can see, it will spill into the corresponding number. So the sign of -5 is a -1, the sign of 0 is 0, the sign of 1 is a +1, and so on and so forth. Um, so now, I know what you're thinking, why would I use this function? So there are some definite use cases for this function. One key use case is if you're trying to get a feel for your data. So if this was hundreds of thousands of rows and not just, a few, you want to get a feel of what's positive and what's negative. You can maybe take the average of the sign of the data that you're working with. And as you can see, it returns 0, which means that we have an equal number of positive and negative numbers. But if we only took the sign, for example, of a few of the numbers, and as you can see, we redid the average. As you can see, the average is negative, which means that on average we have negative values in our data. Another key use case is if you're trying to just simplify some of the data that we're working with. So here we have a date. We want to have a marker if it's the future or the past, and we can just simplify this by using the sign function. So equals this date minus today. And as you can see, because the date minus today is negative, it is in the past. Copy paste this down. As you can see, the border broke, so Alt H B B S. As you can see, that gives us the border that we need. But as you can see, because it is negative, is in the past, and because the date minus today is positive, it's in the future. But we can simplify this by wrapping this in sign function. As you can see, now this is simplified because dates are in the past represented by -1 and dates in the future are represented by +1. And you can, for example, nest all this and if that equals -1, comma past, comma future. So I was saying if the sign function returns a -1, it's in the past, but if it's not, then it's in the future. So as you can see, this is another great use case for the sign function is to simplify some data that you're working with. Let's see if it's greater than value or another, if greater or less than value, or in the future, in the past, for example. So I hope you found this to be helpful. If you did, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching. You have a great day.